of Lucky Left podcast. Malik, thanks so much for hopping on with us today to talk some Jack Kiser.
Oh, man, anytime you get to talk about Irish and Jacksonville in the same sentence, this is my conversation.
I love it. I also was very excited. I did text you that I was kind of bummed they didn't take Xavier Watts, but that's a different story. We're here to talk about that.
Don't get me started.
Well, let's talk about Jack Kiser. I think the big question is that fit of where he can fit at the next level, and he played a little bit of everywhere at Notre Dame. So talk about that, the base of what Jack Kiser could and did for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
The floor is a 10-year veteran, committed guy, can become Mr. Jacksonville himself. The ceiling is Paul Peluzzi. I mean, the guy is Iron Man, 70-plus games, a ton of wealth and experience, maybe not be the number one athlete, but he's going to be in the right place at the right time, and that's why he made Notre Dame special. He's played and seen and been anywhere and everywhere you can be in a football landscape. And the greatest award you can win is being the healthiest. And for him to be able to have 70-plus games, that is the ultimate dream for a football player, is to be available and to be able to make plays. And, Jacksonville being able to pick him up, and then as well as a nice trade, getting Chris Ash, being able to get a defensive coordinator. It's just a great relationship between the Irish and Jacksonville, and Jack Kiser is the perfect fit. We're like the proud parents that's sending our kid off to college because he's going to have a great career and do great things. And it's no different with Jack Kiser, man. Super, super great pick. Underrated, but something that is going to be a day one impact and a great role player on a team that I think we can make the playoffs this year. So he can definitely contribute to that.
Malik is all in, and we are so happy to have you join us, Malik Zaire, as we begin the 1 o'clock hour here on Helmets and Heels. When it comes to Jack Kiser, what is the part of his game? Because I know, and he told us on Zoom after he was selected, he knows he's not some elite athlete who's going to have a 9.7 relative athletic score. He just checks the box. He clears the threshold. What part of his game, though, is significantly underrated and is perhaps the reason he will translate to being a 10-year veteran in the NFL?
It's the football IQ. When you're at the right place at the right time, special things happen. And because he has the wealth of experience and that trust, not only from his teammates, from his coaching staff, that they know that, okay, we may not have to have him as a highlight player, but he's our Austin Reeves. If we're talking Lakers, he's our Austin Reeves. He's not LeBron. He's not Luka. He's not going to be getting all the fanfare, but he's that guy you need to make everything go. And that's his special ability, is being able to be fit and be versatile. Some guys can't rush off the right side, rush off the left side. He can do both. He's familiar with the positions on the field, and he knows how to play his role. And in professional sports, if you're not the most paid guy on the team, you got to know how to play your role. And I think that's what makes him so special when he goes in the locker rooms, is that guys can relate. Heck, he's played so many games, he's probably played with most people in the locker room now. So that just all comes into the trust factor and what makes a great teammate, and that's the things that he checks off the box. So he may not check as a 4-4 with 260 linebacker and just doing all that, but he's going to be the guy who's going to be there on the third down. He's going to make the pass breakup when he needs to, punch the ball out on a running back that's getting a great game. He's going to make the plays that you're like, dang, I'm glad we drafted. Guys that stick around a long time.
Jack Kiser did play with Jaguars center Robert Hainsey at Notre Dame. So like you mentioned, he's played with guys certainly here already in Jacksonville. When it comes to Malik, his ability to, like you mentioned, the football IQ, his ability to identify things pre-snap, is that something that he came to Notre Dame with? Is that something that he learned at Notre Dame?
When you play 70 games on a Division I level, identifying and being able to count and react and have that confidence and knowing what you're doing, I mean, you can't get a better guy. If you're able to survive 70 games and still be healthy going into a thing, that means you're playing smart. So the one thing in the league that's the biggest thing is being available. And for a 54-man roster, for a guy that can last the whole season and still be an impact, I mean, that's just you're winning 2-1. It's a 2-in-1 gift, because then that way you can develop. So for a guy that can be available be in those reps and gain knowledge, I mean, he's going to grow as a Jacksonville Jaguar and be there a long time because he has the right tools. You know, it's not a flash in the pan. He told you, I may not be the flash in the pan, but I can be that spaghetti that you eat every day.
Like,
so as long as he can be something edible every day, we're in good standing.
when you talk about that 6 seasons, it's funny because if you go back to that time, the Notre Dame did play Clemson twice that year. He did face the now Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence in week 9 of that season. So it's funny to think about how long he's been there. But during that time, obviously, you're going from Brian Kelly for a little while and then this transfer over to Marcus Freeman, who are two very different style coaching and two coaching styles in general, and just kind of that shift of sticking with a program too when there is a coaching change of somebody you committed to compared to somebody else. Tell us a little bit about that and just, Jack Kiser sticking through both that Brian Kelly, a little bit of that era, and then now the full Marcus Freeman era so far.
Well, for him to be able to flip your mind, you got two different style of coaches and two different regimes, and being able to stay in the pocket and still be resourceful and useful just shows that it's bigger than it being for him being a talent, right? Because it's talent all over the place, but coaches are going to play who they like. And for the whole new coaching staff to come in and ingratiate themselves with Jack Kiser and not just move on like most college programs do and get all their guys and all that. Jack Kiser's leadership ability as well as being able to communicate was why they couldn't look over him. Yeah, we might have some talent guys at Notre Dame right now. We're excited about young guys that can fly around and all of that. But at the end of the day, they couldn't make it go unless Jack Kiser was in there. So it's awesome to see. And just in general, for not your obviously he's a great football player, but a lot of guys talk about your average Joe. But for an average Joe to be having to play, like you can't keep him off the field. There's a special quality for guys like that, and it's going to transfer to whoever they need him on the team, whether it be special teams, third down linebacker, rotation guy, whatever. He's going to be able to fill that spot that coaches are really looking for. It's one thing to have a bunch of Chiefs, no Indians, but he can be both a Chief and Indian. He can take a back seat in a quote-unquote a back seat to a young linebacker that we really have a lot of faith in and still be able to be productive and help his teammates get better. So whenever you have a guy on defense that can help other guys play at their ability and feel comfortable, and especially when they're young, you can come in and play next to you and have that confidence and experience. I mean, what else can you ask for? It's either you get guys like that or you get the super freak talented once-in-a-generation players.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.